I am Denise Palmer, and I am an illustrator, artist, and surface pattern designer working out of my studio close to the Gulf of Mexico, where water adventures and botanical plants surround my everyday life. Welcome to these video chats, where I talk about some of the techniques I've used to create my artwork and chat about all things illustration, art, and design. In this episode, I will share about the progress of this penguin birdhouse building I created in Procreate. This house is part of a much larger design for a custom illustration project, and I will share how it turned out in the finished design at the end of this video. So stay to the end to see it. Procreate has some really great guide customizations to their canvas drawing guides that I use for drawing buildings. And if you have not used the canvas guides, I highly recommend trying them out. I also put together my favorite ways to use the drawing guides in a drawing buildings guidebook that I have linked to in the description below this video if you want to grab a copy of it. This little penguin house is a very simple building design, but I made sure to note the important details that I wanted to include in the finished illustration in my sketch. Your sketch is your blueprint for your finished house illustration, so use it to guide you as you create your artwork in Procreate. Once I got the main details in place, I continued adding textures and more fun details to this house. Adding in details is the fun part. It brings the artwork together, adds character to your illustrations, and helps to drive home the story you are telling with your artwork. I wanted this penguin house to be reminiscent of a birdhouse, and that's why I included the upper round window detail. But this house is for penguins in Antarctica, so it's a different kind of birdhouse. And even though this design wasn't a holiday design per se, but I still had to include a wreath because it's snowing and I really wanted to have a wreath on the house and add that welcome to my birdhouse feel. Here I am starting to play around with some of the details and changing things up, but ultimately I ended up keeping the little curved lines on the roof, and I ended up removing the lines that I add here and removed the wreath, because with everything else it really drove home a holiday feel, and that's not what I wanted to have. But I did keep the bow and the heart because it still signifies a welcome to my little house feel. So this is how the penguin birdhouse looks in the finished design. If you would like to get my drawing buildings in Procreate tips guide, where I share my favorite ways to use the canvas drawing guides to create buildings in Procreate, you can find the link to it in the description below this video. It's how I've drawn all my buildings, so it's a great resource. And it's also how I've drawn some of the castles that I'll be sharing in a later episode. I will be sharing more process videos, so be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching.